I've heard once the culture is equal to the length and shadow of its leader. And so whatever values you have are some of those same values that helped build R&D, and you comment frequently and we hear a lot about its fantastic culture. So what are some of those values that you stand for that are paramount and are going to have to be part of a new organization's culture?
I have spoke a lot about culture because I believe it's a very cliche thing to say is that people are your most important assets. And of course, you being in the recruiting field and human resources field, you know that. You live that every day. There's a lot of companies that'll say that their people are super important to them, but their actions don't always speak that. I think it's really important. You're always making sure that your people are first and foremost in your company. If you have really good people with a good culture, who trust you, who want to work there, who really believe in the mission of the company, profits and revenue will come from that. That's just a natural flow. I've done things at my company over the years, things like back 18 years ago when we first started, we had the unlimited vacation policy, which a lot of tech companies now in the last 5, 6 years have adopted that. We were doing it 18 years ago. And I have a lot of other business owners that look at me like, are you crazy? Like, how do you manage that? Like, how could you possibly have unlimited vacation? And what I tell them is it's not so much unlimited vacation, it's just the flexibility to do the work when you can and taking that time off when you really need it. If you've got a sick relative or a sick child or something else going on in your life, forcing somebody to come into work while they're going through that very stressful event is one, not good for them. And two, they're not giving their all. They're not totally focused on the task at hand. So you might be getting half or quarter productivity out of them. So isn't it better to allow them to take that time off, go deal with that situation that's bothering them, and then come back and get the work done? So I've always been a big believer in let's set expectations, let's set the task at hand, let's put some due dates and project milestones in this. And then as long as you're hitting those milestones, it really doesn't matter to me if you're working from 8 to 5 and clocking in and clocking out. It's never been something that's real important to us. And one of the other major tenets too is fit and matching the culture of the company. I'd much rather hire somebody who's a better fit culturally than maybe somebody who is slightly technically better. Now, of course, technical skills are very important in our industry. But if you've got somebody who's just a little bit more technical, but they're not a real good fit for the team, I'm going to take the person who's a good fit for the team. And then the team is going to teach them those technical skills. So that's really important to us. And there's other things that I think should go without saying. Things like being ethical, being fair, being respectful of everybody. We can disagree. We had some very heated debates at our companies over the years about things down to should we be using this air cylinder or that air cylinder, this robot or that robot, all the way up to what is our philosophical mission in the automation world. But those debates are welcome. I want people to debate with me because I want to understand the other side of the argument because we're human. We're not always right. I've gone as far sometimes, I've taken the opposite point of view from what I believe just to try to see what the other person will push back on. That was actually a tactic I stole from Steve Jobs from years ago. I read that he would sometimes take the opposite point of view just to inspire debate.